Application assembler. The application assembler is the company or person who receives application modules from component providers and assembles them into a Java.EE application EAR file. The assembler or deployer can edit the deployment descriptor directly or can use tools that correctly add XML tags according to interactive selections. A software developer performs the following tasks to deliver an EAR file containing the Java.EE application. Assembles EJV-JAR files created in the previous phases into a Java.EE application EAR file. Specifies the deployment descriptor for the Java.EE application. Verifies that the contents of the EAR file are well formed and comply with the Java.EE specification. Application deployer and administrator. The application deployer and administrator is the company or person who configures and deploys the Java.EE application and administers the computing and networking infrastructure where Java.EE applications run, and oversees the runtime environment. Duties include such things as setting transaction controls and security attributes and specifying connections to databases. During configuration, the deployer follows instructions supplied by the application component provider to resolve external dependencies, specify security settings, and assign transaction attributes. During installation, the deployer moves the application components to the server and generates the container-specific classes and interfaces. A deployer or system administrator performs the following tasks to install and configure a Java.EE application. Adds the Java.EE application EAR file created in the preceding phase to the Java.EE server. Configures the Java.EE application for the operational environment by modifying the deployment descriptor of the Java.EE application. Verifies that the contents of the EAR file are well formed and comply with the Java.EE specification. Deploys and installs the Java.EE application EAR file into the Java.EE server. Java.EE 5 APIs. Figure 17 illustrates the availability of the Java.EE 5 platform APIs in each Java.EE container type. Figure 17, Java.EE platform APIs. The following sections give a brief summary of the technologies required by the Java.EE platform and the APIs used in Java.EE applications. Enterprise Java Beans technology. An Enterprise Java Beans EJB component, or Enterprise Bean, is a body of code having fields and methods to implement modules of business logic. You can think of an Enterprise Bean as a building block that can be used alone or with other Enterprise Beans to execute business logic on the Java.EE server. There are two kinds of Enterprise Beans: Session Beans and Message-Driven Beans. A Session Bean represents a transient conversation with the client. When the client finishes executing, the session bean and its data are gone. A message-driven bean combines features of a session bean and a message listener, allowing a business component to receive messages asynchronously. Commonly, these are Java Message Service JMS messages. In Java.EE 5, entity beans have been replaced by Java Persistence API entities. An entity represents persistent data stored in one row of a database table. If the client terminates, or if the server shuts down, the persistence manager ensures that the entity data is saved. Java Servlet technology. Java Servlet technology lets you define HTTP-specific servlet classes. A servlet class extends the capabilities of servers that host applications that are accessed by way of a request-response programming model. Although servlets can respond to any type of request, they are commonly used to extend applications hosted by web servers. JavaServer Pages technology. JavaServer Pages JSP technology lets you put snippets of servlet code directly into a text-based document. A JSP page is a text-based document that contains two types of text. Static data, which can be expressed in any text-based format such as HTML, WML, and XML, and JSP elements, which determine how the page constructs dynamic content. JavaServer Pages Standard Tag Library. The JavaServer Pages Standard Tag Library JSTL encapsulates core functionality common to many JSP applications. Instead of mixing tags from numerous vendors in your JSP applications, you employ a single, standard set of tags. This standardization allows you to deploy your applications on any JSP container that supports JSTL and makes it more likely that the implementation of the tags is optimized. JSTL has iterator and conditional tags for handling flow control, tags for manipulating XML documents, internationalization tags, tags for accessing databases using SQL, and commonly used functions. JavaServer Faces. JavaServer Faces technology is a user interface framework for building web applications. The main components of JavaServer Faces technology are as follows. A GUI component framework. A flexible model for rendering components in different kinds of HTML or different markup languages and technologies. A renderer object generates the markup to render the component and converts the data stored in a model object to types that can be represented in a view. A standard render kit for generating HTML. 4.0.1 Markup. The following features support the GUI components: input validation, event handling, data conversion between model objects and components, managed model object creation, page navigation configuration. All this functionality is available using standard Java APIs and XML-based configuration files.